So Kevin and I decided that this week we're going to work on the Bourne movies, B-O-U-R-N-E. I've only seen them one time when they first came out. The first one is called The Bourne Identity, and it came out in 2002. So we're going to watch it first. So I wanted to tell you all, this PB Fit, I've tried many brands of powder peanut butter, and this PB Fit is the closest to me to a traditional peanut butter. Now, I don't eat traditional peanut butter because it's so many calories. That's the reason you would use powdered peanut butter. It's not necessarily healthier, it's just fewer calories. And I count calories, so that's what matters to me. So if you're wondering what the difference is, 2 tablespoons of this is 70 calories. And that makes the perfect amount for a peanut butter sandwich. 2 tablespoons for like Jif peanut butter is 190. So 190 versus 70, I can afford to have this peanut butter sandwich with my 35 calorie bread especially. So that's another key thing. You don't want to, like right now we have wheat, but normally I buy the white, but I don't buy regular bread, because if you buy regular bread, a slice is like 100 calories or something. It is crazy.
And it does taste better, but you know, you get used to the 35.
Oh yeah, and even Kevin eats 35 calories.
Yeah, I don't mind,
because that's all we buy. Yeah, it's just, and you can, some areas don't have 35 calorie bread.
Or they might have different brands.
But they might have 45 calorie bread. So I think like Sara Lee, it's 10 more calories. So if you can get the 35, I would get the 35. But if all you have is 45, then I would totally do that too. But Kevin wanted something different for dinner last night. And so I said, why don't you try that peanut butter? Because I've been trying to get him to try this brand specifically for years, because he's tried different brands throughout the years. So I made him a sandwich last night, and I made it really good. He wanted me to double the serving. So instead of using 2 tablespoons, I used 4 tablespoons. So
it has a lot more.
So it was a lot. Yes, it was a thick peanut butter.
It was good.
Sandwich.
I mean, it was a good amount.
But I wanted him to tell you what he thought of it.
It's awful.
Did you think it was awful? You didn't say it was awful.
I didn't like the texture.
Oh, he was being nice last night. Then
I told you you don't want. I told you you don't want me on camera, because I would be honest.
I didn't know you did.
I would never eat another one of those in my life.
Are you serious?
I don't like it. The texture is this. I don't know. I just don't like the texture. It's not a creamy texture like peanut butter. It's just not. The taste of it is okay. I mean, you could get used to it probably if you had to, but I just don't want to.
I am so shocked.
It tasted more like ground up shells than it did the actual peanut itself. Like if you ever went to any restaurant that has the peanuts you can get out of the barrel and you can suck on them.
Texas Roadhouse Logan's.
Yeah. Or peanuts you buy in the store when you suck on the shell. They're salted peanuts. And when you suck on the shell, that's the flavor that has. That's just that shell flavor.
And I don't get that at all.
I just don't like it.
I do not.
Now, I did say that I could understand where the chocolate versions would probably be better, because it would add a sweetness to it. Because peanut butter has a sweetness to it. Whether that's just natural to the peanut butter or what, it has a sweetness to it.
No, I think they add sugar.
That does not have that. That does not have any sweetness to it whatsoever.
Ashley keeps this in the cabinet. Made from roasted peanuts and sugar. Yeah. It says roasted peanuts and sugar.
Yeah. So that is missing that sweetness. I mean, it doesn't have any sweetness whatsoever.
This says peanut flour, coconut palm sugar.
Yeah.
And
it
salt.
Needs more sugar. I mean, maybe if you added some sweetener to it or something, I don't know. I don't know what you could do to increase it, but it wasn't sweet for me. That's what I'm missing. The chocolate one might make it better.
I have never, believe it or not, I've never bought the chocolate PB Fit, but I'm going to. I'm going to put that on my grocery list.
Try it out.
And I'm going to try the chocolate, because I love chocolate. My favorite, you know, when I put my stamp of approval on anything, they quit making it.
Always.
So like, the good example, my favorite, we come out with the likes, dislikes videos. And then we come out at the end of the year, which is actually for us in like June or July, is our yearly favorite. last year, I'm thinking my favorite for the entire year was the Earl Campbell. They were
sausages.
They were hot and cheddar or spicy and cheddar, something with cheddar. I think they were hot and cheddar sausage links. Kroger immediately quit selling them. It's like they were watching that video and said, oh, she likes those more than anything in the world. We're not going to ever sell them again.
And you can't find them anywhere around us.
No. Even when we went to Jungle Jim's International Market in Ohio, they had the spicy ones, but they didn't have cheddar.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
okay.
But they didn't have cheddar, so I didn't buy them because that cheese flavor is important to me, and they didn't have those. So the back to peanut butter, my favorite chocolate peanut butter powder ever. I mean, the stuff was phenomenal. Once again, was Kroger. It was Simple Truth, the Simple Truth brand, and it was the chocolate powder peanut butter. It was like a dessert. It was absolutely
it smelled good.
Fantastic. Yeah, anytime Kevin and Ashley would come in here, they'd be like, gosh, that smells good.
Of course, I've always thought that smelled good too,
but now you know. So anyway, they immediately said, nope, we're not going to sell that.
Matter of fact, they put it on, you went in one day and they had them all marked down.
They had them on clearance,
So she bought like pretty much all they had on markdown, because we knew if they go on markdown, you're not going to get them anymore.
No, and they quit selling them. So anytime I put my stamp of approval on something, they quit selling it. So just know that. But I am going to try the chocolate. So I wanted to get you. I didn't know you thought it was that bad.
Yeah, it was something I'd want, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get used to it maybe, but it's just something I don't want to get used to.
If you're trying to, what I did was when I first started losing weight, I went without peanut butter for so long. I went without Jif peanut butter, which Jif is my favorite brand. I went without it for so long that I was desperate for any kind of peanut butter at all.
Yeah,
so
I could see that.
So when I found out that there was this powdered peanut butter, which actually was by Bell Plantation, it's called PB2 is their brand. I thought, oh, I'm going to try that. And it's so funny how I found out about that. At the time, I was watching this YouTube channel called One Pot Chef. And he actually lives in Australia. And he used to do these like videos where he would taste test food, like candy bars from like the United States and British candy bars and stuff like that. And it was so interesting. He doesn't do that anymore. All he does on his channel now is cooks. So I don't watch him. But he's still good. I enjoyed the taste test. That's what I was there for. And so somebody asked him, and he read the question out loud. And he said, what is powdered peanut butter? I've never heard of powdered peanut butter. And I thought, oh, wait a minute. This is an American sending him this comment. I'm in America. I could probably get this. So I heard about it first on an Australian channel. Anyway, weird. So I want to tell them about these meals. You don't have to stick around. I wanted to ask him about that though. He did not indicate last night that it was that bad, so I didn't know. But that's okay. You know what? I'm glad he was willing to try it for me, because I'd wanted him to try it for a long time. And normally when he's tried the other brands of powdered peanut butter, he's tried them like on a spoon. He hasn't actually tried them on bread, a sandwich like I do. So I'm glad he was willing to try it. But I wanted to show you some meals. I did not put these in a grocery haul because I ordered them off of Walmart, the Walmart website, and they're not sold. It's kind of like an Amazon thing. When you order something from Amazon, you might not be getting it through Amazon. You might be getting it through like a different shipper. So even though I found these on the Walmart website, they were actually sold by someone else. But I was looking for shelf-stable meals for Kevin's Lunchtime Review channel that he has not tried. And so I just went to Walmart and I typed in shelf-stable meals because like Hormel, he's tried all the Hormel meals and things like that. So these came up. They're by the brand Healthwise. And it says distributed by Healthwise in Grovetown, Georgia. And so I ordered him the gravy with beef, pot roast, and vegetables. I'll try to hold these up. Actually, it might be easier to show you if I turn the camera around, so I'll turn the camera around and show these to you. Okay, so there are a bunch of them. So there's the gravy with beef, pot roast, and vegetables. And these were all the same price. They were $5.89 each. So it's not cheap. However, it is shelf stable. So to me, that is impressive. You know, it's like those camping meals. I'm assuming it's going to last a while. That date, it's not a date. It means nothing to me. So who knows how long they last. Because I don't see an actual date on there. It's just a code stamped on there. So anyway, I think it's cool that these are not frozen meals. And so I got him the beef stroganoff with noodles. And the spaghetti and meatballs. And you know what? I should be telling you the calories. Because they say health-wise, the gravy with beef pot roast is only 240 calories, and it's heavy. This is like a heavy package. So 240 calories for that. The beef stroganoff is only 260 calories. The spaghetti with meatballs is 220 calories. The turkey chili is 200 calories. Vegetable stew with beef is, wow, it's only 170 calories. And it looks like you can cook it on the stovetop too. Place unopened tray in a large saucepan of boiling water, and then you simmer it in the water. That's odd. But I guess if you don't have a microwave, that's what you do. And then we have a chicken enchilada verde. And it is 230 calories. And then you have a vegetable lasagna, which it looks okay. It looks like, normally they show the noodles more. I'm just missing that. But it is only 230 calories. So, and they're not low carb either, because that one's 33 carbs. But they're all low calorie meals. So, you know, even though I didn't put them in the grocery haul, I wanted to show them to you because I think it's cool that, you know, if you are, during this time, staying at home, you're trying to avoid going to the grocery store, it did not take me long to get these at all. I ordered them within the week. They were here. And so, and they actually came in 2 boxes. It's like they could only fit so many in a box. I don't know why they did it that way. I'm thinking one of these was maybe shipped from someplace else, but it was weird because they were all on the same invoice. So I got 2 boxes and there was only 1 invoice, but they both came at the same time, so it didn't matter. But like I said, if you're home and you can't go out shopping, then it's nice to know that you can get these. Well, today I figured I would color a picture. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 coloring books, and they're all really, really old. The first 2 are Christmas, so I can tell you right now, I'm not going to pick a picture from either one of those, but I figured I would show them to you anyway. This one's from 1989, it looks like. The night before Christmas with the Bear family. And like this picture I colored in February 21st of 95. So I always try to put the dates, like this one's, hopefully you can see that. Kevin set up my camera for me, so I don't know what you can see and what you can't. This one's from July 28th of 93. I wish I had kept all my coloring books. I'm sure Ashley did that one. I started that one and didn't finish it. I wish I had kept all my coloring books though, from when I was a kid, but I didn't. This one's from January 28th of 95. This one's from December 7th of 2001. This one is from April 2nd of 2000, which I really, you can see that I like to be able to use a lot of color. I like colorful pictures. Ashley did that when she was really little. Did I not put the date on that one? Looks like I did. Oh, okay, yeah, I did. 2001, 11/30/2001. So I could color one of these. Ashley did this one in 2001, 3/5/2001. I don't know why she colored Santa Claus's beard green, but she did. So there are pictures to color in this book, but I don't really want to do a Christmas picture. And then I have this one. This one is Christmas in Little Golden Book Land. And I must have torn the first page out. And sometimes if somebody else colored the picture, then they might not have put their name on it or the date. So it's hard to tell. Now that's my sister. My sister did that in 1990. I wonder who did this one. This looks like something that my mom would have done. So she very well could have done that, but she didn't. Normally she put, oh, okay, now she signed this one. To Andrew, Love Nene, 1991. So I'm sure she did these pictures as well. And yeah, she did this one. She signed it Marmy, 11/10/1990. So she did that one. So some of these don't look Christmassy, but, and I could still do them. Mom did that one clearly. She did a really good job coloring. And she always has a lighter hand than me. Look, my dad did that one, 1990. And he colors, I think, more like I do. With he can be kind of heavy-handed, but Mom was really light. I usually press harder when I color. For some reason, that's from Mom. Merry Christmas D, which my dad's name is Dennis, 1990. So. Okay. And then I don't know which book I want to pick. This one, I'm sure is Ashley's. It is Strawberry Shortcake. And it says, completed by Ashley Dunn. 6/25. Of course, it doesn't have a date on it. She didn't put a date. Dedicated to Mom and Dad. And she did this picture. She did a really good job on it. But she, like I said, she didn't put a date. Now this one looks like it's from 2010. Yeah, these are both. I love these. It looks like she used colored pencil almost on these. This one's from 2010. Yeah, I can't tell whether that is a... some of these are colored pencil or crayon. This says to Dad. She might have done every page in this book already. She might have actually finished it. That reminds me of Ariel since she made her hair red. I like how she put streaks in her hair. And yeah, she did a really good job in this book. And it looks like she actually finished it. Yeah, I love the different colors. Oh, I did this one. This is the only one in the book I did. It says, I love you, Ashley, 6/25/2010, Mom. So that was the only one I did. But yeah, she finished every picture in that book. And then I have Alice in Wonderland. And happy 4th birthday, Andrew. Love, Mommy. So this one, I bought it for Andrew. even though we know that Alice in Wonderland is one of my favorites. So, yeah, that was really for Andrew, wasn't it? But you can tell I'll let him do it. I did this picture in 95. This picture is from 93. This one's from 94. But I mean, clearly I let him, this one's from 93. Clearly I let him have, get a hold of this because the pages are all scribbled on. I even have one up in the attic. If it's not in the attic, it's in my bedroom. It's really, really old, and my grandmother Scott colored a picture in it. And so I've kept it, and I actually put it up because I didn't even want it to be out on the bookshelf because I wanted to, look, Andrew did that. I wanted it to be up to where it couldn't get hurt. I love this one. This one is Critter Sitters, School Days. This one, a friend of mine colored that in 1983. This book is from 1983, so I bought it the year it came out, and I did that picture. And I did not sign and date a lot of these just because I was young, and my sister did this one in 83. I was young and didn't think at the time to sign it and date it. You can see I have a heavier hand though at times than my mom. She always did hers really light. I don't even know if there's any pictures. Yeah, so there are some in here that could be colored. This is to Andrew, 1995. Love Dad. So my dad, you can see, he did, you know, heavier, which I like that. But he colored that in 1983 for me. He, I'm sure would have no memory. That was colored by a friend of mine. But I used to have all kinds of coloring books. My mom colored this one in 1984. This one's from Ashley in 2003. This one I did in 2017. So that wasn't that long ago. That's probably the most recent one that we've seen. Ashley did that one. I did that one. My mom colored that one for me in 83. There's some really cute pictures in here though. If I saw one of these Critter Sitters out again, I would get it. I bet you if you looked on eBay, I bet you they sell old coloring books on eBay that aren't even colored in. I wonder how much they would be. And the last one I have is that was only 79 cents at Hills. Was Hills all over the country, or was that just, I'm sure there were Hills all over the place. This is Day to Night Barbie. And, let's see, Tamara Wallace, 1986, given by Sharon Wallace on June 12th before going to Daytona Beach, Florida for vacation. So, and this one was in 1985. So I guess we drove to Daytona Beach for vacation, and because I had never flown before Kevin and I went to Disney for the first time, and so that was a whole new experience for me. And now that I've flown, it's like, why would you ever drive? I'm such a nervous passenger that I just much prefer, I did that one in 2005. I much prefer to fly over driving. But I'm sure she gave this to me to keep me busy in the car. And she might have given my sister one too, but yeah, mom colored this picture in 1986. Ashley colored this one in 2005. That totally looks like something, a 70s mustache. That's funny. I colored that in '86, and I still love the colors they used in that. I actually used to have a coloring book. I think she had a couple. I did this one in 2017. I think she had a couple. They were actually called Ashley, and we bought them. I think we found them at like Dollar Tree when she was little. But I don't know what she did with those. I don't know if she still has them. I colored this in 1986. This was 2001. And I wrote Tammy and Kevin on it. That's funny. This one's from '94. And I like coloring with marker, but I would not recommend it because it will bleed through and ruin your book. 2001, unless you just have like one picture and then the other next page is blank, then I wouldn't recommend using marker. This is Ashley. She did this in 2009. She did a really good job on that. So I think 2017, and this has an entry form at the bottom, and it actually has our address on it, where my sister filled it out years ago, so I won't show that. I have no idea what picture I want to color. I think I'm going to color one from this book, because they're so cute. I thought I saw some back here that I could do. I thought there was one left. Now this has me curious. I'm going to have to go, when I'm done with this, I'm going to have to go on eBay and see if they really do have coloring books. Now this one has like a little brown scribble on it, but I think this is the one I'm going to do. I don't think that's so light that I don't think you can even see it. It's definitely from this page. But I don't think that'll hurt it having that brown on there. I don't think you can really see it. So Ashley let me borrow her crayons, these 120 crayons. She told me that I have to put them back exactly where she had them, because I guess at some point she has gone through them all, and she put them in this order. And so she wants me to put them back like she had them, so, which is fine, because I only use one at a time anyway. Okay, so I looked up on eBay, I looked up coloring books, and I saw this one in the list, and it's the World of Barbie coloring book. I had this coloring book when I was little. I had this exact same coloring book. What I want to show you, this is freaky. I clicked on this picture, and it says Tammy. Is that not freaky? it says Tammy, and that's the way my name was spelled. That's how my mom and dad spelled my name. So I just think, and this coloring book came out in 1978. I think that is just hilarious.
Well, this level, yeah.
That I had this, and then it had the name Tammy on it. That's unreal. This is the coloring book I was telling you. I had one either in the attic or in the closet or something. This is the one this is that exact coloring book. This is the one that I told you my grandmother Scott colored a picture in it. And my aunt colored one in there too. And it was called Barbie Quick Curl Coloring Book. But this is the one. But they tell you these have, they've been used. Like they've been, they're not new, they're used. But they don't tell you like, oh, I see, 3 pages. So for $5, but see, that's expensive, I think. $6.75 for shipping. You know it's not costing them $6.75 to ship that, because you're going to be able to send that media mail. It's going to be a flat rate. $6.75 is very, very high. So it wouldn't have been bad. The price wouldn't have been bad if the shipping wasn't so much. I'm wondering if this one said, this one was $14.99, which is very, very expensive. But it has free shipping. But it does not say how many pages were colored. Yeah, oh, 1 or 2 pages colored. That's not bad. But you're still paying $15. You would have to really, really want that coloring book. I had this Strawberry Shortcake coloring book when I was growing up. And they're wanting, they're actually wanting $13.95 if you buy it now. $2.80 economy shipping. So see, they could give that other price was really high, $2.80. That's actually a really good price.
Like we're next time.
So yeah, I had that one, and then Ashley had, she had this one, that BU. I recognize that one. I'm thinking I had this Strawberry Shortcake book too. This one along with the other one. This one's from 1981. So I'm thinking maybe I had the other one and my friend had this one. But I'm thinking maybe I had this one. It was the one that I had. Well, Ashley has a gift for me. And she told me to set up the camera as if I'm going to vlog. And so I have no idea. I just set the camera up. She's coming in the door right now. So I have no idea what she has.
Okay. So, I ordered this like February 1st.
Okay.
And it took this long to make it.
Wait a minute. Babe, I know the time. I know the time.
Yeah.
I know the time. Guido died. It's something to do with Guido. Guido died on January 30th. So what did you order?
So, you remember how you always wanted a children's book about you and Guido?
Yeah.
I had an artist make you a children's book. And it's really short and it's really small because they're all like hand-done watercolor portraits. So
but we also couldn't find your story anywhere.
Yeah, we looked for it. We tried because we knew you had written one, so I just had to like make up my own, and it's not that long, but
I got rid of it.
No wonder I couldn't find it. I looked everywhere.
I got rid of it.
Okay, so you have to like turn it.
Because I thought no publisher's ever going to want to publish that, so.
Well, I have made you one yourself. So you have to turn the pages like you're turning a children's book.
Oh.
Well, hold on.
Look at that. How are you going to film it?
I'll come over there and if the cattle get on the way so I don't kill myself.
Oh, I can't believe you did this. This is Guido and his best friend Tammy. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Together they go to the park. Oh.
She made all this from like reference pictures I sent her. And they're all hand-done watercolor portraits.
And the pet store. Oh, and even London. Guido goes to London. Can you imagine? Oh, I love that. but his favorite place to go was bed. Guido loves to sleep. That is awesome, Ashley. That is so neat.
You like it?
I do. I love that. Yeah, I had written like, I don't know, 3 or 4 stories or something like that. And I did send it off to a publisher, but of course they weren't interested in it. But my idea was, let me write these books about our true things that we did. You know, like Guido going to the park. And I even, one year I worked in a preschool as an assistant. And I took him in to meet the class. And I actually have pictures from these times. And so my idea was to take the actual pictures of Guido doing these very real things and putting them into a book. And so this is amazing. So I'm
going to show her information. She's wonderful. I don't know if you can see that.
Blank Paper? Is that
yeah, it's called Blank Paper Studios. There you go. Her name's Emily Blankenship. She has an Instagram. It's blank_paper_studio. And that's how I got familiar with her art. It's all hand-done watercolor pictures, and she does them based on like reference photos that you send her. So she's really, really good. And she'll ship and do all those things.
I love this. I love this. And this gave you a good excuse to come on camera.
Yeah.
Because you all haven't seen Ashley in forever.
A long time.
For a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much. I love it. I love it very, very much. Yeah, I knew when you told me the time period. So how did you find her?
I had a friend and her husband got her like a custom notebook, basically, with a picture that she had done of her and her newborn sons. And that's basically how, and I found her Instagram and I followed her for a long time.
So tonight we're going to watch the Bourne Supremacy, and I would show you the name, but normally the name pops up after the movie has played for a few minutes. Not this one. There it is. The Bourne Supremacy. This one was like from 2004, and it's only like an hour and 48 minutes long, something like that. Well, I thought I would come outside. It's actually really nice and sunny out here today. We've had colder weather, and I mean, you can see I'm still wearing a hoodie. I've been wearing hoodies still, sweaters, and 2, we live in an older house, and so even when it's warm outside, I can remember people asking me in the past, because in the middle of July, I can be wearing a sweatshirt, and they're like, aren't you hot? And it's like, no, because we live in an older house. So a lot of times I'll put a t-shirt on, but then I'll put like a jacket, a zip-up jacket over it. But anyway, it is pretty out here. I think it's right at like 60 degrees. I actually didn't know it would feel this good, or I would have probably taken a walk. But anyway, I wanted to acknowledge Lisa in North Carolina. I won't say her last name. She sent me a card in the mail, and she was just telling me that she was thanking me for the London videos and said that they were very helpful in planning her trip, and that she had worked to plan this trip to London for 2 years. And she said that she was heartbroken because she had to cancel her trip because of all this that's going on. And I can't even imagine the heartbreak that would be. She said that they had 5 days planned in London and an 8-day cruise. She said it went to France, Germany, Norway, and Belgium, which sounds wonderful, absolutely terrific. But she said that what makes it bad, because a lot of you would say, oh, well, you know, there will always be a few months from now, or there will always be next year. Well, she said that this was going to be for her 60th birthday, and she said because of different factors, she doesn't know that she'll ever get to go, you know. So sometimes it literally is that once in a lifetime trip. And that's why I've always told people when we've gone on vacations and we've chosen to go on vacation rather than doing something to the house or paying on a bill or something, because that's all real nice, well and good for Dave Ramsey to say, oh yeah, you need to pay on those bills. Well, guess what? I agree to an extent, and I don't believe in getting in credit card debt at all, but those bills are going to be there. Those bills are always going to be there. You were only young once. You only have your health at that time. You can only, you know, like right now I'm fine. Nobody knows what tomorrow is going to bring. Nobody knows what's going to happen to any of us. You just don't know what's going to happen. So it's all well and good for a millionaire to tell you, oh, you shouldn't be going on a trip unless you have so much money in the bank and all that. If we had thought that, we would have never gone. We would never go anywhere. And if you think that way, you'll never have children either, because there is no good time. There's no good time. There's no affordable time. You just need to have them when you want to have them. And if you can go on a trip, then I say go. So the first trip, like we went to Mammoth Cave when Andrew was little, which I don't consider a vacation. I would not recommend to anybody to ever go there. I'm sorry. That's just the truth. I even had a friend that lives in South Carolina. Her family, they were going on a trip and they were going to go to Mammoth Cave. And I kept my mouth shut because they had already made the arrangements. They already planned to go. And I thought, I'm not going to, you know, poop on her parade. And so I didn't say anything. I kept my mouth shut. And she went to Mammoth Cave with her family. And she got back home and she said, we hated it. She said, we had a horrible time. She said, everything's run down and blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, I said, I didn't want to tell you that. And she said, oh, I so wish that you had told me, because, you know, we would have chosen somewhere else. And I said, what? But I didn't want to ruin it for you. And just because I feel that way, you might have really enjoyed yourself. And she said, no, I wish you had told me. So anyway, I don't count that as vacation. Our first real vacation was the first year that we went to Disney. And I'm thinking Ashley was like 15. I'm thinking she was 15 years old. And the only way we got to go was Kevin got a bonus that year from work. And I think that's probably one of the last times that they gave out bonuses like that. But I'm thinking he got like $1,500. I wish they did that all the time, but they don't. That truly is the only time I can remember them doing that. But Kevin came up with the idea. He got that money and he said, why don't we go to Disney? He said, we can take this money and we can put, it seems like maybe we had some tax money or something like that, because Disney's not a cheap trip. I think some people think Disney is a cheap vacation because they think it's, you know, like a regular amusement park or something, and it's not. And that's not to say that amusement parks in general are cheap, because they're not. But anyway, that was the first trip that we went on. And yes, we could have put that on a bill. Back then, we had a lot of bills at that time. We could have put it on a bill. We could have done something to the house. We lived in a different house, but there's always things that you can do. But you only have your health now and your youth, however you are. I just don't believe in waiting around. I don't think you should wait around. I think if you want to go, you ought to go, as long as you don't have to get a credit card to do it. Now, that being said, Kevin and I do have a credit card to use when we go to on vacation, but we have the money to pay it off when we get back. That's the only time it's ever used. It's like our vacation credit card. And we have the money in the bank to go before we go. I would not recommend putting a vacation on a credit card. I think that's silly. Because they're going to charge you so much interest. It's going to take you years to pay that off. So you don't want to do that. But I am very sorry for Lisa that she may not, this may have been her only opportunity. I hope that doesn't end up being true for you, Lisa. I'm hoping that maybe you won't get to go for 5 days in London and the 8-day cruise. Maybe you'll just get to do the cruise, or you'll just get to go to London, Maybe you won't do it all, or maybe you can split it up. And 1 year you can go to just London, and maybe another year you can do the cruise. But I'm not throwing the towel in yet. I'm hoping that you will still get to go. Don't give up. Don't ever give up on that dream. I would not call it quits on that at all. You never know what's going to happen. And Lisa, unfortunately, is not the only person that has contacted me and told me that their trips have been canceled. Believe it or not, I have had probably a half dozen people tell me that they've had to cancel their trip. And anytime people are going to London, they always let me know when they're going to London or Disney, because those are places that we are passionate about. So I always hear about those places. I cannot imagine making all those and paying for it. You're reserving the room and the airline and all that stuff, and then worrying about getting your money back. And I'm really hopeful that those of you that have told me you got to cancel, I know Disney's been really fantastic about giving your money back, like reimbursing everything, or scheduling people for later in the year. I have heard that that they are being just awesome about it. But I've also heard that some of the airlines are not being so nice about it, and that some people have really had to go head to head with them in order to get their money back. And it's like, it's not your fault, you're not traveling. So I think they would be better off if they would work with people so that they don't get a bad reputation for themselves. But some big companies like that just don't care. But anyway, I am very sorry, Lisa, but thank you very much for your card. I appreciate that. I also want to tell you all that we've watched the first 2 Bourne movies, and I saw them years ago. I don't know how many I've seen. I'm thinking there's one coming up that does not have Matt Damon. The first 2 have Matt Damon, and then he's in, I'm thinking, a couple of other ones. But for some reason, I'm thinking it's this next one. He's not in it. It's somebody else. And it maybe it's the 4th and not the 3rd. Anyway, I don't know why he did that. But if you like action movies, like stuff is constantly happening from the get-go all through it, these are awesome movies. And that's the kind of movie that I like. Like a Die Hard kind of movie. That's what these are. And it's stuff constantly. And he was so young. You get used to seeing these movie stars now, and you see their picture online or tabloids or whatever. You see them, and it's like, gosh, he was just a kid. He was just a young kid when he started doing these movies. But they're really, really good action movies. So far out of the 2, I like the first one better. I like and Kevin did too. Kevin said he did too. They were both good, both action-packed. But the first one, you're finding out about him, about Jason Bourne. That's his name. You're finding out about him and who he is and how what's going on with him. And so that first one, it's laying the groundwork. And so I like it. We both like it better. Now, I don't know how, if they have somebody else in his place, I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't remember. I know I've seen it, but I just don't remember. So anyway, we're enjoying those. And if you all are working your way through anything, you'll have to let me know what you're binge watching. I just like, it's nice to, you know, at the end of the day, to sit down on the couch and just watch something that it's a lot of, it's mind numbing, you know, and we just really enjoy it. So this is the Bourne Ultimatum, and it came out in 2007, and it is an hour and 55 minutes long. So this is the Bourne Legacy. It is 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it's from 2012, is that right? And it has Jeremy Renner in it, and I first saw him in the movie The Hurt Locker, which I absolutely love The Hurt Locker. If you like wartime movies, The Hurt Locker is awesome. So now this last movie in the Bourne series is called just Jason Bourne, and it came out in 2016, and it's just a little over 2 hours long. So we checked our P.O. box today, and the bottoms up Pops company, Chad, the owner, had sent me a Instagram asking if we would like to try some of their lollipops, and I checked out their page and the website and everything, and they sell like lollipops that are based off of alcoholic beverages. So they have a wide range. And I'll show you what he sent me. He said, hello Tammy, we are excited for you to try our pops. My grandfather started making lollipops by hand as a farmer almost 40 years ago. And he tells me about that. So if you watch the video, I will tell more. I'll read Chad's whole message to me on there. He said, he's included 2 new experimental flavors. This one is unmarked. It is a green one. And he said it is kiwi lemonade. And then this one, it's POG. He said this is a native Hawaiian beverage. Passion fruit, orange, and guava. It is a beautiful, beautiful lollipop. There you go. So I want to show you these because they're so pretty. I'll try to hold them up. Let's see. Okay, here's the kiwi. And then I showed you the POG. This one is called Strawberry Margarita. And it's just a pretty pink color. This one is called Lager. Is that how you say that? Lager? It's not lager. Lager. And it is yellow. And then this one is called Fuzzy Navel, and I love the color combination in here. It looks like a butterscotch with a yellow color. It's very, very pretty. You see the 2 different colors in there? Hopefully you can see these. And then this one's called Mimosa. And then the last one he sent is called Island Dream, and it's really pretty too. It has a combination of several colors in that. So, Chad, if you happen to be watching this, I don't know that he watches the channel or just looks at my Instagram. Thank you very, very much, and we will be trying these very soon. Well, we finished our last Bourne movie last night, so there were 5 total, right, Kevin?
Yeah.
And the 4th one was the one with Jeremy Renner, and then they brought Matt Damon back for the last one.
Which I'm glad.
I was too.
Because the one with
Jeremy Renner?
It was okay.
So is that your least? I was going to ask.
That was definitely my least favorite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just didn't get into the whole, all of a sudden they introduced these pills and all this weird stuff, and it had nothing to do with any other movie they've done so far.
That's
so
true.
like,
it didn't. Yeah, they.
It was like a completely different story.
Yeah, he had to take these pills, and his health was dependent on the pills and all this stuff. So it was, yeah, it was totally different. Which was your favorite?
I really liked the last one and the first one.
Okay, the first one, the first Bourne movie is my favorite.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite.
Yeah, because you're getting to know everything, and you're getting introduced to all these people, and
and stuff seems to he doesn't know what's going on, so you're getting introduced to all these powers he has that he doesn't know why, and yeah, the story is just deeper in the first one. I agree.
So, so those were all very, very good movies. If you like action movies, I love action movies. If you like when stuff's happening from the start to the very, very end. If you like even like a James Bond, but with a lot more action going on, these
not as many gadgets.
Yeah, not as many gadgets, but they're just so very good.
Car chases.
Yeah, lots of car chases.
I don't remember there being a lot of cursing.
No, I don't remember a lot of bad words.
There's a lot of fighting.
And there's no there's no sexual stuff in them. It's not about that.
No.
But they're really good, and like they take place all over, like London and Germany and
Paris.
yeah, I mean they were just all
United
over the place.
States.
I wonder how many cars were harmed in the making of these 5 movies, because let me tell you something. They went through a load of cars in these movies for sure. I'm going to end the vlog here, but I wanted to tell you something. A couple weeks ago, I was talking about how John, I think he had asked me, if I'm remembering correctly, if I thought, if he said, do you think when Home Goods and Tuesday Morning places like that open back up, they'll put the Easter stuff on sale, the candy and stuff? And I wasn't sure, but I said that I thought they would put it on sale. I definitely think they'll be putting it on sale, because I've been in stores in our area, just regular stores, and people aren't even buying it. I mean, it's like, it's after Easter, and the stuff is 50% off or more, and it's just not selling. And I mean, it's the same candy, it's perfectly good candy, but I don't think after the holiday in like the Dollar Tree and places like that, I'm not used to seeing candy left over. I'm used to seeing it gone, you know, within just a day or two after people grab that stuff up, because it was already, if you go to the Dollar Tree, it was already $1 a bag. So half off, that's 50 cents a bag, and people still aren't buying it. It's just like, I think, number one, people aren't getting out and going shopping. But number two, I think it truly is the whole mentality thing. It's just, people haven't felt like, it hasn't seemed like a time to celebrate. And it just doesn't seem like you want to be buying Easter candy. I don't know. That's just... So there's plenty of it out there. So I definitely think when those stores open, either they're going to just take it all off the floor and throw it away, or they're going to deeply discount it, because unless they do, they're not going to be able to get rid of it, because nobody's going to want the stuff. So anyway, that is our week. I am reading a new book. It's called The Institution by Stephen King. It is terrific. I love it. I finished that Educated book, and I'm going to be honest, I did not like it. I just didn't like it. It wasn't my type of writing. And I asked Ashley about it, and she said that she did not like it either. It was called Educated, and it was a true story. But I said, oh, really? You didn't like it either? And she said, no, I didn't like it either. It's just, you know, just because something's a true story, and just because there are things that happen, just, I don't know. Not everything needs to be in a book. And for some reason, that book is popular with people. I don't know why. I don't see it. And I was glad to know that Ashley didn't see it either. So it wasn't just me. It validated my opinion to hear it from her too. So neither one of us like that. But now this Stephen King book, The Institute. Did I say the Institution? I think it's the Institute. Anyway, so good. Very, very good. I'm over halfway through it, and I about couldn't go to sleep last night. Normally when I'm reading a book, it like relaxes me and gets me ready for bed. Last night that was not the case. I was at a pivotal point in the book, very important, and I saw that the next chapter was going to be like 13 pages, and I got past the point where something was going to happen so I could breathe a little bit. But then, even though you breathe a little bit, you still don't know what's going to happen immediately following, but it's going to still be very, very exciting. And so I went to bed with all that on my mind, thinking, okay, what's going to happen next, you know? So anyway, but I love Stephen King books. I think the last Stephen King book I read was Dr. Sleep. So we still haven't watched that movie yet. We need to watch that, and we need to watch the latest season of Mr. Mercedes. We haven't watched that yet, but we've been watching other things. So, and a lot of you are very, very nice, and you like to recommend things for us to watch. And I love it when you say in the comments what you're watching, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to watch what you're watching, just because right now we don't have time. We're watching so many things, and just like these Bourne movies, that was just something that we hadn't seen since they first came out. And this last movie, this one that was out in 2016, Kevin and I had never seen it before, so that was new to us. You know, we still have shows that we're working our way through, and anyway, that's what we're doing. So I hope you all are having a good week, and we'll see you next week.